Sure. Welcome back to the Your Everyday Strength podcast. My name is Josh Sternberg. And if you're just joining us here for the first time, thank you very much for being here. If you're returning, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Today, we have a guest, Mr. Troy Carter. As always, I'm going to hand it over to him. He's going to just give us a little bit of a rundown on who he is, what he does, and all the rest of it. We're going to let it flow. And I know for a fact that we're probably going to have a pretty fucking good conversation today. So, bit of a backstory. I actually met Troy 2 weeks ago for the first time. And very fortunately, organized through Hurt Locker, the boys organized for Troy to come in, and he'll tell you why he came in. And he ran a bit of a workshop and just sort of connected through there. And I was like, through the rest of that week, I was like, man, I need to get this guy on. I want to get Troy on. I think he can have a great conversation and all the rest of it. So here he is.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Take it away.
Appreciate it. So, short story from a long story. Obviously, Troy Carter is my name. I'm a breathwork facilitator. Very recent though. So in the last probably 2 years, I became an instructor. About 3.5 years ago, I started diving into it. I was going through some pretty crazy events happening in my life, which you heard about. But I'm actually a builder and a carpenter. So I was a carpenter for 22 years.
Yeah.
I was a apprentice carpenter when I was 13, 14. So I started at a pretty young age, man. So literally my whole life has I've been a tradie and I fucking hated it, man. Hated it.
It's a very common theme at the moment.
Yeah.
Sean, Andy, and you have now all said tradies, fucked it off.
Yeah.
Something else.
See, I love houses. Like I could be driving a car down a street where there's beautiful houses. Man, I could literally nearly crash that car looking at these houses. But I just hate being on the tools and roughing out every single day. And just for me, it became a bit of a slave driving job. I was just like, I'm so over it. I'm breaking my back, busting my balls. And you're not making that great of money when you're starting out. So
especially at 14.
Yeah.
As an apprentice.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking way back in the day.
Yeah, $250 a week, I think we're making. I think it's actually $240.
You wouldn't even survive on that nowadays. That'd be barely. That's actually less than my food shopping bill.
Yeah.
That's fucked. It's wild.
Where are you shopping?
Coles.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I'm bougie though. I kind of I don't really care. I see food as, I don't know, I've always seen food as something that's I don't care about the cost.
Yeah, no.
I'll pay it within reason. There was a point in time where I was being a bit unreasonable and I started reining in a bit. But for the most part, I'm just kind of food for me is, it's fuel. It provides nourishment. It fuels everything else I want to do with the rest of my days, weeks, etc. So I'm like, fuck for me.
Yeah.
Plus I'm 95 kilo at the moment anyway. So I got to maintain that.
Yeah.
I was a lot bigger.
Big body to feed. Yeah, I'm all organic. So most of my food's organic.
Yeah, right.
So except for hard shell foods. So avocados, bananas, watermelons, things like that, where the pesticides aren't going to actually penetrate it. I'll buy conventional, but everything else, man, I'm pretty much whole foods organic.
Like from farmers markets and things like that?
Yeah, so there's actually a real good one in my area, Whole Food Merchants.
Yeah, okay.
It's a cracker.
It's definitely something I'm trying to, I used to shop a lot more at butchers and things like that, trying to get a little bit more natural.
Look after your own.
Full rumps and everything like that. Just since moving down here, I just haven't really been able to locate a similar sort of structure. A couple of butchers around, but they don't really have the same sort of setup.
Yeah.
My old butcher.
Good one around here, Australian butchers.
I'll have to suss it because I used to go to one of the butchers at home and go in, get a 3 or 4 kilo rump, hand it over to them. They'd cut it up, weigh it, individually bag it, vacuum seal it for me, fucking everything.
That's what you want.
I said, I'm lazy. I have the least things that I can handle, the better.
Yeah.
On a day, I just need to get my shit in, get it done. At the moment, I'm just doing massive amounts of slow cooking. Yeah. And all the rest of it just to fucking get through the week.
They need to do that and then they got to come over and cook it for you.
That'd be nice.
That'd be fucking great.
One of the things I said is when I win the lottery one day, not if, when, I'm going to have a personal chef.
That'd be nice.
Straight on the roster.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have to worry about it. They can cook everything for me. But off the topic of food, if you don't mind, do you maybe want to tell the people at home a little bit more about your story? Because I heard bits of it.
Yeah.
Share as much as you want, as little as you want, whatever you like, whatever you're comfortable with.
I always start my story from when I was 13. I don't really dive into my childhood. And it's because I'm not comfortable about talking about it and I don't really want to talk about it. I keep that to myself. And I feel like that's okay. I feel like some things are best kept to yourself. We don't have to share everything about ourselves. So there's a lot to unpack there, and a lot of it actually came up through breathwork. So I don't really remember my childhood very much, but a lot of it's actually come back through me breathing and doing holotropic breathwork and actually going into my subconscious mind. And some pretty fucked up things come back for me, man. So a few emotional things that I've only really spoke about it with my mum. So she's the only person I really brought it up with. So I'll kind of keep that just between me and my mum. But where everything really kind of started was 13 for me. So I was kicked out of all my schools I went to. I was expelled for fighting and all that kind of stuff. So primary school, high schools, 2 high schools, even trade school. So I got to the point where I had to do on-site training for my my apprenticeship. But I was a very lost kid, man. I was like, as soon as I got expelled from my first school, I was actually kicked out of home at a pretty young age. I moved in with my dad and his ex-girlfriend, and we didn't really like each other. Um, and I can understand, like, I was a pretty lost kid. And I was getting myself into a lot of trouble, breaking the schools, breaking the houses. Me and my older brother getting up to a lot of bad things. And we're also hanging out with older people as well. So one of our stepbrothers was a bit of a badass, and we used to obviously get convinced and, you know, get pretty much told to go do this, and wouldn't end up doing it.
Yeah.
So there was a few times when we were arrested for breaking the schools and we got caught. So we we're going down a pretty dark path at a pretty young age. So from there, I moved in with my dad and his girlfriend. I was living in a caravan. The caravan was a fucking shit house, man. It was this old, ratty ass caravan. It had leaks in it. It was covered in fucking mold. And they lived on about 3-4 acres. So that caravan was way away from the house. And it was fucking cold, man. It was lonely. I'm a fucking 13-year-old boy, man, living out there on my own. And my old man is living with his girlfriend inside the house. And obviously my old man came out with me and, you know, stayed with me a few times. And we were pretty close. Me and my old man were like best mates. And then we had a fight. So we had a bit of an argument, bit of a punch up. Don't think I landed one punch. He gave me a nice little elbow and I sooked it up and I fucking bailed. And I walked from Cockatoo all the way to Borealic, and I ended up moving in with a couple of mates. And that actually started this little trend for me that I was just literally just bouncing from mates' houses. So I was living with mates and their parents for fucking ages, man, for years. All the way up till I fucking was about 18. I actually left to go to Queensland.
Yeah.
So I was living with one of my best mates and his parents for a long time. And man, I was so fucking lost that I'd live with these people. They'd put their back out for me. They'd feed me. They'd house me, everything, wash my clothes. And I just up and leave, bro. But I was so fucking cooked, man. I was on drugs from a young age, from 13. So I was taking ecstasy, MDMA. I then found ice. I was obviously doing things with ice to make an income and things like that. And I was very fucking lost, man. I was very lost, and smoking ice and doing that kind of stuff really puts you in a bad state of mind. And for a bloke that's 16 or, you know, 16 and 13 in that age bracket, it's fucking lonely, man. You feel very lost and you feel very unloved when you're living at other people's houses. You know, you don't even live with your family. You don't live with all your brothers and your sisters. Like I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and obviously got parents as well. But I wasn't there. I was out fucking living with other people's families. So I'm spending all my time with these people's families, and I was cooked most of it. My older brother, he's a really good man. He's a fucking kind man. He actually took me in for a little while, and I was living with him. And mate, he had kids and everything, and he'd take his kid, little Chelsea, and she'd sleep in his room, and he'd give me her bed. So, you know, I was sleeping in the kids' bed for a bit, and then I was smoking ice, man, fucking pretty heavily. I was smoking that bad. I was even smoking at work on my own. So I'd go to work, and I'd be living with him, and I'd literally be smoking ice in the dunnies at work just to get me through. I'd be fucking smashing it on the weekends, smashing it for the weekdays, and then obviously smashing at work just to keep me going, just to make sure I'm staying awake. And then there was a day that me and my brother had a big argument. He was my boss. He said something to me, man. I just fucking snapped, bro. Just absolutely snapped and lost at him. Flipped out, and he ended up jumping in his car and fucking had to leave site because I skitzed out so much. And he ended up ringing me a mum and goes, "Fuck, I don't know if I have Troy on here. I think he's on the drugs really, really bad." Fuck, it's emotional for me, man. Like, of course, looking back at that, like I put my family in so much shit, man. Like through so many things, bro. So after that, like I pretty much left his joint, and then I tried to get away from here, and I moved to Queensland. I was up in Queensland for maybe 5-6 months. Couldn't get a job, fucking living from the money that I'd saved. And then I ended up fucking applying for this job up there. And it was actually a porno fucking thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know. And they'll like send us photos. So I'm fucking sending them all these weird fucking photos of me, like stiffy, fucking floppy dick. Like, mate, it was fucking so full on. They're like, come in.
That's hectic.
Yeah, bro. They're like, come in. We want you to come in and do this shoot. So yeah, and I was like, oh, sweet. I'm going to stay in Queensland. I'm going to make some money. Get down there, fucking camera crew like this, man, like camera setup.
Probably bringing back memories. You're like, oh shit, what have I got into?
Bro, there's a couch here, like a double-seated couch. We've got a laptop on the fucking armrest, and they're like, now you need to have a wank and see if you can get up in front of the camera crew. I was like, fuck, man, I'm young. I'm fucking I'm 18 years old, bro. This is a young boy. And there fucking whacking myself off. I couldn't get it up. And then I was like, nah, man, I can't get up. And I ended up bailing out of there. Couldn't get the fucking job. I ended up fucking using the last $200 to fucking fly home. Flew home, got the phone call saying, do you want to come back and do another shoot? I was like, no, bro, I'm in Melbourne. Yep. I'm done. So I was back in Melbourne, hanging out with the same people, fucking cooked off and tits on the ice again. And I was getting myself in a lot of trouble. I actually had this best mate. I'm still best mates, like very close to him now. But me and him, man, were fucking wild together. We had this little thing that we used to say, you wouldn't do it, you pussy. And if I said to him, or if he said to me, mate, there was never any backing out. Like some of the shit we were doing, you just go through it. You weren't even thinking about the repercussions. Yeah. Just as soon as I hear him say, you won't do it, you fucking pussy, it'd just be like, all right, don't call me a fucking pussy. Then you gotta do this silly thing. Yeah. And it just, mate, that just happened for years. We were doing that. Anyway, we're both smoking ice, doing a lot of stupid things, a lot of silly things. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go to Queensland. Oh no, I'm gonna go to Perth, move to Perth. So I flew over to Perth, lived in Perth for maybe a few months. I lived in a tent in a caravan park. And I went over there to get my security license because I wanted to work in a refugee camp. I had this vision that I wanted to go there. I knew people had been there, they were making good money. So I manifested it, man. Like I just kept on thinking about that job. Went over there, lived in a caravan park, mate, it fucking sucked. Like we were on the beers every night. I remember I had this rotted out tooth and my mate pulled me fucking wisdom tooth out with a set of pliers. Bro, we were just fucking, just so lost, man. And then I ended up running out of money. Me and my mate ran out of money. We were like, we've got to go back to Melbourne. We've got to fly back. Otherwise we're stuck here forever. We flew back to Melbourne. I jumped back in, old habits, smoking ice, hanging out with losers. Just doing all the shit I was doing before. I just fell straight back in the same habits, man. Every time I came back here, I just fell in the same habits. And I was like...
So you were able to escape it when you went to Queensland and to Perth?
I was able to escape it when I removed myself from those people.
Interesting,
and that's what I found out later on. That
environment.
Yeah, my environment was holding me back. So when I moved to Perth the second time, I moved over there with that guy's brother. He was actually driving over there. So we drove over there together and he had a sunroom. And mate, fuck, Perth's hot, bro.
Yeah, fucking
so
it is.
I was living in this old sunroom, broke as fuck, had no money, man. I was living in a swag, this old fucking shitty swag. I reckon I found on hard rubbish somewhere. So I was sleeping in that, in a sunroom, in Perth, fucking things covered in spiders, cockroaches everywhere, man. I was in a swag for about a year. I was working multiple jobs, so I became a bouncer over there. Yep. So I was working in nightclubs as a bouncer, and I was also a carpenter working on high-rise buildings. Okay. And I ended up saving up enough money, and I was building like a bed, tall boy.
Yeah. The essentials.
Just some fucking basic things. So I had a room that looked like a room. Yeah. But it was still a sunroom. So I lived in this sunroom for like another year after that, man. And then I ended up getting a gig over there as a refugee security guard on that island that I manifested. It was the job that I wanted, man. I worked there for 2 years. I did a year of days, a year of nights. And I see some pretty fucked up shit there, man. Like you see a lot of guys self-harm, attack each other, attack us. Like I was attacked multiple times. A lot of my, the workers that I work with, they were attacked as well. It was pretty full on. It was a pretty full on job, man. We've seen a few riots and all that kind of stuff. And I was young. I was only young, man. I was only 23, but always had a real strong mindset. And I got really close with operations manager over there, and I ended up getting pushed through the ranks, and I ended up going as a Romeo 2, which is like a first respondent officer. Man, I'm like fucking 74 kilos. Lean and mean though, trained every single day. And I had these two guys work with me. One of them was Leo, and I can't remember the other guy. Polani is another guy. Mate, these big Kiwi fellas. They'd have been 6 foot fucking 8, 140 kilos, just muscle, bro. It's just me like 74 kilos. It's like, and I got into that role because I had go. And this guy, his name was Louis Takeo, and I'll never forget him, man. He was an ex-SAS guy. And I was actually applying to try to get in the army back then. It was another goal of mine as well. get in there, try to get in the army. And I really wanted to get in the army, but I had a lot of things from like me fucking up. So a lot of records on behind my name. So there was no way I was going to get in the army. I had assault charges and all that kind of stuff. And I actually got knocked back when I went for it. But yeah, I used to train with this guy every day, Lewis Takeo, while I was working over there, nights and days. And then I came back to Perth and I got a job in the mines, working on Wheatstone as a carpenter, making fucking great money, man. And my life over there was so good, bro. Like I barely drank. I drank here and there, like at, parties and things like that, but nothing like I was doing here in Melbourne. I didn't touch drugs, nothing like that. Never touched ice again. When I left, I never touched it again.
How did you actually find that shift? How did you find coming off of that for someone who was doing it for so long, so frequently? Was it a hard transition?
You know what, bro? Like everyone says, like, I'm addicted to this, I'm addicted to that, and I don't know. This is just how I think. I don't believe there's an addiction. I think it's if you don't want to do it, you won't do it. There's a part of you there's a part of you in there that still wants to do it. So me going back to Melbourne and falling back in those same traps, there's obviously a part of me still in there that was like, I'm not done with this yet. I'm not 100% done. It's just like smoking. I used to smoke ciggies, man. And then one day I was just like, I'm fucking done with it. I don't want to do it anymore. I hate smoking. It looks fucking stupid. Like seeing someone smoke, I thought they look so fucking stupid. I never smoked a cigarette again. Just like that. Same like
mine's wild, hey.
Bro, yeah. Yeah. I think like if you can control your mind and you can, say you don't want to do something, you can actually not want to do it. Instead of saying I'm trying to quit, say, oh, I've quit. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
That's so interesting. And this is not to the same extent in any capacity, but something I've done since I was a kid is bite my nails.
Yeah.
It's a stress response. I've worked out it's a stress thing. Subconsciously, I don't even think about it. I'll just be driving along and then might be anxious or whatever the case might be. And then I'll be like, oh, fuck, just destroyed one of my nails again. And 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
I was talking to someone and they said something about it and I was like, yeah. And I was like, I showed them and I know that it's the same reaction every time because they were pretty fucking bad. And instead of saying, oh, I want to stop, I said, I'm going to stop. And I haven't bitten them in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so
right.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've bitten my nails since I reckon my parents could verify this, since I was a child, like a literal child.
Yeah.
5 or 6 years old, I started biting my nails as an anxious response. And I just changed the mindset from, oh yeah, I always want to stop. I want to do this. And I just said to myself, I was like, the fuck is stopping me? Stop. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it since.
It's so true though, man. Like if you want to do it, you will do it.
25 years of my life, I've done it.
Yeah. It's crazy. I used to do the same thing. My old man's exactly the same. He's a fucking gnarly nail biter to the point where, mate, I don't know how he has fucking fingers left anymore. He fucking chews them that much, bro.
Yeah.
And I was the same. I used to chew them as well, man. Like, so I can't remember exactly how I stopped, but I'll say exactly the same sort of thing, like same concept. It's just like, yeah, bro, it looks stupid. It looks bad. It's not good for you. Like, what are you doing?
That was, one of the things that said to me, I was like, I'm sick of being embarrassed by people seeing my nails. Or the other thing, and like this is something, and this is, we're sharing. I would get so self-conscious that if I was taking a photo, video or anything and my thumbnail was in it or my nails were in it at all, I would delete the video and retake it or retake the photo because I was so self-conscious because I knew how bad it was.
Yeah, wow.
And so I was just like, I was taking the same application of everything that we would utilize for most of our life. Resilience, strength, I can turn up and train, stick to my food, all the rest of it. I was like, why can't I just stop this?
Yeah.
If I actually wanted to stop, I would actually stop.
Yeah.
Not just be like, oh, it's a subconscious thing. It's a stress response. Because although it is, it's like, there's better ways to actually deal with that that aren't self-deprecating to a degree.
Yeah.
And it just stopped.
So do you find yourself like sometimes now going and then you get into your mouth, you're like, oh, no.
What I've found, and I think this is like, trying to go cold turkey. I have found that at times I've like stuck my finger into my mouth and I've just kind of like put the tooth on the nail, but then I've gone, no, and just stopped and taken it straight away.
Yeah, so you're aware of it straight away now.
Now I'm more, and I think the more I've been able to bring conscious attention to it.
Habit.
Yeah. Even when I'm driving, I'm trying to figure out other things I'm doing.
Yeah.
And the last 2 weeks for me have probably been the most emotionally stressful 2 weeks of my entire life. I've had a fair bit of stuff going on at the moment personally with some family and things like that. And I was like, fuck, if I can stick with it through this, I'm never going to do it again.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah,
it's just so weird that's like, definitely it's very something that you identified as well. And I know you said that, other people might think differently with addictions and things like that, but I truly believe that it's part of it. I'm 3 and a bit years sober. from alcohol, party drugs, and everything like that as well.
That's good. It's really
And
good.
I just woke up one day after a big night on the fucking beers.
Yeah.
Drove home drunk. Drove my best mate and his partner home drunk. Woke up the next day, was meant to move my housemate into my house. Couldn't do it. Was out the front, throwing up, everything. And I'm never drinking again. Haven't touched a drink since.
Yeah, I love that. That's good. That's a good effort, man.
But it's just to show the power of the mind.
Yeah, it's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
It can ruin you or it can make you.
It's cool to, like, I just like that you've sort of identified something really similar. So continue on with.
Even like the negative thoughts, man, they can fucking literally poison you.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, then I was obviously in Perth, and then I decided to come back after working Wheatstone for about a year or so to come back and start me carpentry business, because I was a carpenter in Melbourne. I thought, all right, sweet, I'm going to come back to Melbourne, move back to Melbourne. Went through a few fucking crazy relationships, nearly ended up in jail. Had a few, mate, it was wild. I actually had a bird that I was seeing for about a year or so, accused me of stalking, rape, a few other things. And I was facing some pretty hefty charges. And even my lawyer at the time goes, mate, you're fucked. He goes, you're going in. Like, there's no way getting out of this. You got no proof.
Holy fuck.
And then she actually messaged me. I had AVO and everything on me. She was rocking up at my house and calling the coppers. And I was getting arrested, man, fucking getting taken to cop shops, getting locked up. And I had a housemate, man. I was putting my housemate, fucking, he's one of my good mates at the time, putting through all this fucking bullshit. And then I was going to court to face all these charges. And this girl messaged me saying, the girl that I was dating, sorry, and convinced, like, told me, like, I'm sorry about lying, sorry for fucking doing that, blah, blah, blah. And just like, mate, spilled all the beans. I gave the emails and the messages to my lawyer, and I got off clean. Everything got clean and cleared. And then the AVO that they had on me got reversed and put on her. So now she had an AVO, so she couldn't come near me. But I mean, that fucking cooked me, bro. It fucking wrecked me. And then I was like, obviously running my business at the same time. So then that happened. I came back and I kind of got back into the party scene. I was dating her. I was still in the party scene. She was actually a stripper and she was doing all these wild things behind my back. And then I started hanging out with these, some silly people, doing stupid things. When you hang out with silly people, you become like them.
Yeah.
You start doing the things they're doing. You start acting and, resembling what they're acting on. And I found myself in some stupid scenarios, and these were some of my best mates, bro. And I was doing something. I was on the cocaine pretty heavily. I was doing cocaine with my workers. I was doing cocaine at home to do bookwork, quotes, all that kind of stuff. I didn't even tell people I was doing it because it's pretty embarrassing when you're 30 and you're at home sniffing lines on your own. That's not cool. So you don't tell anyone that. So no one even knew. I'm just there doing it on my own, just fucking railing lines and fucking topping on a computer.
Productivity hack.
So fucking bad. And it got to the point where like I was doing it so much that these guys ended up finding out I was doing it, that I was hanging out with. And they were my best mates. They found out, came to my house, and they asked me, they're like, you need to come work for us. And I was like, nah. They said, you need to give us a name of who you work for. I was like, I'm not giving up any names. And then kept on asking the question anyway. I was like, I'm going to Bali. I'll have a think about it. When I get back, we'll talk. Anyway, I went to Bali for 2 weeks with Mrs. and I thought, don't forget about it. Anyway, I got back. As soon as I landed, phone rings, catch up. Let's catch up. Let's have a talk. Caught up with them. They're like, you need to give us the names. We need to they wanted to do something. I can't really mention what happened.
Of course.
But they wanted me to set them up and, do something. And I didn't want to do that. So I said no. So then they said they're going to kill my dogs and all this kind of shit. And they said they're going to get me, apparently take me out bush and all this other fucking bullshit. I said, if you come into my house and you touch me dogs, I'll kill every cunt. And it got pretty dark, man. I had people come to my house one night. I was in bed and I woke up to my alarms going off in my cars. 2 blokes outside smashed my cars up and throwing petrol bombs at my cars. I had to run out and I had to grab a weapon and run out. And obviously use the weapon up into the air to scare them off. And I had to fucking grab the bomb out of one of my cars, throw the bomb out. Mate, I'd be fucking sister and shit living with me at the time. My 2 little sisters living with me. I had my missus staying there quite frequently, had my dogs there. if that car actually blew up properly and I didn't make it outside and grab that bomb out of my car, it would have blown up my whole house. It would have killed me, would have killed my sister, my sisters, my girlfriend, my dogs. Like, it's a pretty fucking gnarly thing to do to someone just because they don't want to give up a name and they think I'm the dog. Like, I'm the one that didn't rate anyone out. I'm the one that held strong. So even the guys that I was working for and I was with, they got scared. I had money I owed them. They didn't want to fucking borrow it. They were fucking scared to fucking have any part of it. So I had to use that money to get weapons again, bro. I ended up being raided multiple times by police, looking for weapons. They never found anything. They just found like stupid shit. They found steroids and all that kind of stuff. But like, that's just shit that I was still putting my sisters through. They didn't need that. They wanted to have a safe home. They come to live with their older brother to be safe. And here I am doing all this fucking stupid shit, trying to be a cool cunt because I was trying to impress these people because I thought they were my real people.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing what was right for me. So my ego took over. You know, I thought it was this hard cunt, get tattoos all over my head. Fuck, I thought I was the coolest cunt going around. But mate, it's just a front.
Still just lost.
Just a fucking lost, just a lost bloke. Just following a pack of fucking dumb cunts.
Yeah. What was the big shift? What shifted everything?
So the big shift was, after that night when my cars got petrol bombed, I had people come to my house again and try to get me. And one night, one of my sisters actually moved out. And then my other sister was still living with me. And she came home one night after a party. And I thought she was an intruder. So I ended up grabbing a weapon and I ran downstairs and I fucking nearly killed my sister, nearly shot her in the head. And I just remember seeing her, man. I just remember seeing her fucking face and like, even just like looking, thinking now, like I can see her face, bro. And fuck, man, it was hard, bro. It's hard, bro, when you fucking go look after your sisters and then you nearly take one of their lives because you're doing stupid shit. It's pretty fucked up. So that was a massive wake-up call for me. So after that, I fucking ended up selling that house. My sisters ended up moving out. My sisters ended up moving out and I ended up selling that house and moving with a good mate. And I didn't tell anyone where I lived. Just kept it a fucking full secret. I ended up buying another property. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my family. Just kept it hush-hush. And then I ended up getting sober for a bit. I was sobered up for about 11 months. I was going really, really well. And then one of my really good mates had a bucks party. I thought, I'll let the hair down at the bucks party. You know, 11 months in, just a little dabble. Anyway, we went away, went up to another state, and we hit it pretty hard. Like bags, fucking beers, fucking like 4 days just on a yacht, just fucking ripping into it. And I ended up getting back, just kept going.
Yeah.
Partying with the boys when I got back, weekends and that kind of stuff. Not weekdays, but weekends I was going pretty hard. And then I ended up going to Bali. I booked this spontaneous trip to go to Bali and went to Bali and I was over there. I was partying pretty hard as well. And I went out one night with a few of the boys and I thought, well, I asked for Coke. I wanted some Coke because I was so fucking drunk. I was fucking blind, legless, couldn't even stand. I asked one of the boys for Coke and he gave me a bag of Ketter. And the Ketter over there is fucking strong, man. I don't do Ketter. I hate that kind of shit. Had a massive fucking bump of this Ketter. And I was with another guy and we jumped down this, man, I reckon this cliff we jumped down would have been, I reckon 6, 7 foot high, down to the beach. And that's where the water comes up. So the water came up quite high. Tide was out. You know, we jumped down onto the sandbank, got down there, hot in the dark, massive bump of fucking Ketter. He hadn't had one yet. And I was like, fuck, that's Ketter, bro. I'm going down. And all I remember is just blacking out.
Yeah.
Bang. Just fully collapsed on the beach. Then, apparently later on, I was obviously still fucking knocked out. People see me on the beach and the water was coming up and getting closer and closer. But during this time, I actually had a full out-of-body experience. So I literally see my body on the beach, my spirit fucking leaving, man. And I'm a very spiritual person now. So fully see my body on the ground, on the beach, and I'm just fucking leaving. And I was just like, don't give up. And all I could remember, man, was just thinking about my dogs. Because my dogs are my main thing, man. Like, I love my dogs more than I love humans. I love my dogs more than...
I feel that.
Yeah, like, they're the best, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I literally treat my dogs like my kids. They are my kids.
Yeah.
I do anything and everything for them. They come with me everywhere. Everything I do, they're there. So that was a pretty fucking massive kick up the arse to say, you know, you need to fucking obviously sober up again. But that night, man, was crazy. It was a night like, shall we go into it?
Sure. Oh yeah, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
So I was on the fucking beach, and then one of the boys that was there that seen me early in the night was he goes, "Fuck, that's Gibbo or Troy or whatever the fuck they call me," and they come down and grabbed me and took me off the beach and saved me from getting drowned or taken away by the ocean and chucked me in a cab with this guy that seen me just once. Anyway, I was coming in and out of consciousness, but very briefly. And I remember I was in the back of a cab, and I could remember just like coming to, and eyes were just like slightly open. I could see his missus in the front, and they're swingers. These two are swingers, and he's in the back with me, and I could feel my leg getting groped, and I can't really say exactly what was happening because I don't know, but I felt very unsafe, and I felt like there was something bad going to happen to me, but I couldn't hold consciousness for long enough, and it was happening a few times. Kept getting touched. I was getting hugged and all this kind of stuff, and then I just fully blacked out. And then I wake up again and I'm inside their apartment and my pants are getting pulled off and they're saying they're going to shower me. And then I just got this fucking massive fucking burst of energy, man. And I just jumped up, pulled my pants up, I put my hands up and I just said, "Let's go, cunts." And I just got this massive burst of energy and got the fuck out of there. And I remember I was stumbling out of there trying to get out. And I remember hitting this flight of stairs and it was like a flight of stairs, flat landing, flight of stairs, flat landing, flight of stairs. Every flight of stairs went down, fucking bang, fell down, landed flat on this big flat part, get up again, hit the stairs, bang, fall down 3 times. I remember vividly. I remember this story, man. Like you could ask me a story, fucking 2 years, it'll be exactly the same.
That's wild.
People go, "This story is fucking so mad up." It's like, cunt, it's not. I'll tell the same story every time. If it was a lie, it would change.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah.
Remember everything.
Yeah. Anyway, I fucking don't know what happened after the stairs. I've like blacked out, but I've ended up in a garden bed. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where the fuck am I? And I just remember just the hotel. I don't know, man, for some reason, I must have like had a glimpse of it in the taxi and it reminded me of like, that's where I was. This is where that guy and his girlfriend is. I had no phone, no wallet. Anyway, I've like crawled over and like stumbled over to the guards at the front and I couldn't speak. I was fully fucking like paralyzed, fully mute. And I'm trying to talk to him and I thought I was talking right, but I'm like, blah, blah. And then I had to write on a bit of paper. I'm trying to write and I'm scribbling. I'm like, gold, and I'm trying to write gold teeth. I remember I got it out, gold teeth, my phone, my wallet. And then like they finally got it and understood it. The guy that had my stuff had gold teeth.
Right.
So he must have been the only bloke in there with gold teeth because I'd gone up, got my wallet, got my phone, come back out. Next thing, I'm fucking blacked out again. I don't know where the fuck, I don't know what's happening in this time from where I blacked out from the apartment or the hotel to where I've ended up. But I've ended up on this park bench in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in Bali, surrounded by wild dogs on this park bench, and they're all fucking going at me, and I'm fucking wigging out, man. I get another burst of energy, and I grab one of the stools next to the park bench, and I'm trying to swing it around to try to save myself from these wild dogs. Anyway, a local guy sees me. He comes over and fucking gets the dogs. I've collapsed in the ground, and then they've taken me over to where they were. And I don't know how long I was there for, man, but couldn't remember my hotel room. I knew it was a number, but I didn't know the name. And telling them these numbers, and we eventually guessed it, or we eventually got it. Say it was like K9 or some shit. We eventually got it, and they've obviously called my hotel room. And then this little Balinese bloke has literally drove me back. And I remember jumping in the taxi, man. I was in the back seat and I was so out of it, bro. I was like holding myself. And I remember looking at his mobile phone. It said 45 minutes away. And this is in the morning. 45-minute drive in the morning when there's no traffic, man. I don't know how the fuck I've got that far away from where I was.
Yeah, that's a fair trek in Bali.
That's a fucking huge trek, bro. This little bloke has drove me all the way back to my apartment, put me inside my bed and everything, and fucking left me and didn't fucking ask for any money, nothing, man. just fully bent over backwards and helped me out and put his, took time out of his day. He was probably going to work, bro, and pretty much saved me.
Protect.
Protected me and saved me. So that for me was a massive. That's it, Troy. You gotta knock on the head. I ended up having about 2 or 3 beers a few days after that for New Year's, and as soon as it hit 12 o'clock, as soon as the dong went off, I already made it pact to myself. I wasn't going to drink again. As soon as that fucking bell went off, tipped my drink out. That was done. Haven't had a drink since. Haven't taken any drugs, but this year I've opened myself up to psychedelic medicine.
Yeah.
So I'm now trying to step more into that for spiritual purposes.
Yeah.
So open up doors to see what my real purpose is, because I still feel a little bit lost of where I want to go and what I want to do. Like, I know obviously I want to use the breathwork and that kind of stuff, but I feel like I'm a little bit lost of what I'm actually here for, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. I get that.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack in there. First, honestly, thank you very much for sharing as much as you have. Like, these chats are made by people willing to be open and share stories. And I know for a fact that there's probably people out there listening who are like, fuck, maybe not to the same extent, but they go through similar things. And there's probably plenty of people out there who are surrounded by the wrong people.
Yeah.
And they put themselves in these situations. And I was very similar from a young age. We just sort of surrounded myself with the wrong people and people that didn't necessarily have my best interest at heart. And then it can be really fucking hard, especially at a young age, to break away from that mold and sort of
It's lonely,
take
bro.
a step. It's very lonely. It's tough for the ego.
Yeah, man.
It's not for the faint of heart to walk away and identify those sort of things. With all of the different like times that you've left Melbourne and then come back, when was it that you actually realized that the people that were surrounding you maybe weren't the people for you? And how did you actually take a full step away from that entirely? Because like, it's a hard thing to do, to walk away from your friends.
Yeah.
Or the people you classify as your friends.
So when I left the second time to live over there for 6 years, I literally left everyone behind.
Yeah.
And I remember you used to get phone calls and messages from people saying, you fucking ditched us, you bailed on us, blah, blah, blah. Actually, one of my little brothers, he actually said the same thing to me. He full cracked at me. He's like, you fucking turned on us, you left us. I was like, they didn't understand, or he didn't understand. He was only young. He didn't understand I left because I was going through a fucking bad time. Like, I was doing stupid shit. So that was a real eye-opener to realize that all those people that I was hanging out with, doing the ice and shit with, they weren't my friends. They weren't my people. So when I came back, I never hung out. I never got back and, reconnected with those people. Some of them had moved on and got past that point, like the good mate that I told you about before. Yeah. He doesn't do any of that kind of stuff anymore. So me and him are still close. And there's a couple other guys that are in the circle that moved away and bettered their lives. But a lot of those guys, man, are still doing that kind of stuff. And I'll never reconnect with those kind of people because I don't want to go back down that road. So that was a massive eye opener, to realize who my real friends were. And mate, it was lonely. I was over in Perth, man, at a young age, with 2 random blokes I didn't really know. Like my mate's older brother, I didn't really know him. And I was doing FIFO work, like they were doing FIFO work as well. So majority of the time I was alone. I wasn't really with anyone. And when I'm doing FIFO, I'm working. Like, you only really hang out with your colleagues. And then when you do your R&R, they go to their home, you go to your home. Most people go away overseas. Like, I was going overseas and just traveling on my own for a bit. And I did a lot of travel. I did a lot of travel with, mates that I'm still mates with now. I did Europe a few times. I did like 30-something countries. Mate, that 6 years in Perth was one of the best 6 years of my life. It was probably one of the best times of my life. Yeah.
What was it about Melbourne then from that point? If you were having such a great time there, what was it that pulled you back?
So I actually had a missus over there, and I've always been quite aggressive and very angry. So I had this girlfriend over there, and she went out one night and cheated. And I ended up seeing her at a festival, and I thought the guy that she was with when she was talking was the guy that she cheated on me with, but actually it wasn't. It was her boss's son. And I've gone up. I don't think I even hit him. I think I missed. But I was blind, man. I've gone up and I threw a fucking few punches, and I ended up getting charged with assault and that. And I was just like, I need to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took yourself away.
Yeah.
So is this almost a similar theme coming back? It's something happened and you
So
up and around.
So I was still like, I was fighting before I left. I was still punching on when I was over there as well, because I was doing bouncing and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like I've always had that, like, that ego of trying to be a hard ass. It's always like kind of been in me.
Mm.
And even when I came back, it was still in me. I was hanging out with these people and I was, still doing stupid shit. I'm not like that anymore. Like, I don't go out looking for fucking fights. Well, I haven't for a very, very, very long time, years and years and years. But I feel like back then, I was just stuck in this little ego, like this little angry man that was just lost.
Yeah.
I was just trying to prove something. Just broken, man. I was just broken, man.
Yeah. There's one of the guests I've had on previously, Trav Cochran, mindset technician. Definitely suss out his stuff. I'll send it to you after this. He always talks about how pretty much everything, the way in which we present ourselves as adults is children. We're essentially trying to protect ourselves as children.
Yeah.
And the anger, the resentment, all of these different things, and the way in which we show up as adults is just trying to be who we kind of needed to be when we were young, when we were children. And it sounds like for you, potentially, that your thing was, well, if I need to protect the little me, it's fucking fight. Just prove to yourself, maybe try and prove yourself to others from an ego perspective. I think
that's one big thing. Yeah.
I need to be this, you mentioned tattoos and things like that. And funnily enough, I've spoken about this with people too, not super openly, which is why I don't mind sharing it. I've worked out that I started to get tattooed. I got tattooed first at 17. And I love them. But I also know the way in which I'm perceived externally. And especially so when I was doing powerlifting, I was 120 kilos.
Yeah, wow.
I was a big boy, about 30 kilos heavier than what I am now.
Yeah, wow.
I was very big beard, fucking buzz cut.
Just a man.
Covered in tats. Yeah, fucking huge individual. And one of the things that I really came to terms with once leaving powerlifting and leaving that behind was who I was actually trying to be. Was just someone that was so externally perceived by others as big, strong, scary. Like I knew that if I was walking down the street, people would walk away. They would get out of my way.
Did you feel like you weren't smiling and that when you were doing that?
Oh, never. Yeah. No, I had a resting bitch face, sunnies on, headphones on, wouldn't talk, were just angry. But I'm not an angry person.
Yeah.
And then I'd always get a little bit like conflicted within myself because I was like, no, I'm actually really friendly. And if you actually break down all my tattoos and stuff, they're quite soft in terms of as far as tattoos go. It's just an external projection thing. And I was like, man, I don't want to be that. I want people to say hello to me. I like talking to people. I went for a walk this afternoon and actually met two ladies who were probably in their like 50s, 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
And we went for just a stroll. I met them on my walk.
How good's that?
We went strolling. And they were like, oh, it's so funny to see like a big guy covered in tattoos with a cute little dog who's really friendly. And I was like, fuck, like I'd rather just be friendly and want people to know me as that. And that's kind of something I juggled with for years. And why everything I do where I put online, I'm very open with, emotions and all the rest of it, because I'm like, I do want people to understand that you can have that balance.
Yeah.
And it's only very, very recent where I've come to terms with like, it's like, well, why did I get tattooed? And I was like, well, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. So if I was covered in tattoos, people would perceive me to be differently. Well, they might, oh, they're cool. Tats are cool. This is it. I love them. I'm going to get completely covered because I fucking love tattoos. I think they're a representation of art and they're a representation of a story.
Yeah, I love that.
It's now just coming from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Whereas I think when I was younger, it was get tatted because it's different. You look different to everyone else and you might look more intimidating or more scary. Now I'm like, no, they're just a representation to me and my story.
Yeah, I think that's where I was kind of leaning towards when I was younger. Just trying to get these tattoos to be feared. Yeah. And that's what I wanted. I want people to think, oh, fuck, Troy, he's a crazy cunt. Let's just stay away from him.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want anymore. Like I do goals. I do little things I do every single day.
I've seen some of your videos. I was watching one of your videos the other day. I think it's one of your pinned posts where you're trying to get as many high fives as you could while you're running. I loved it. I was like, man, that's fucking sick. I love that because my thing when I go walking is I'm like, I want to see how many people I can say good morning to.
Yeah.
Every morning, I'm like on the track. Not every morning because I walk at 4 a.m. and it's fucking dark and there's no one there. But if I'm walking with people, my goal, I don't have sunnies on anymore. I don't wear headphones, nothing. I'm always, morning, hello, like anything to get a bit of a hello from. It feels fucking great.
Morale. Like, it makes their day.
Yeah.
I actually brought this thing in. So every day I've got to talk to a stranger. Like I've got to say hello at least.
Yeah.
If they don't talk back to me, that's okay. That's on them. But I've done my part. I actually used to live in Chelsea. and this older lady, she would have been probably 70s, and she was leaving the RSL. I went up and just said, "G'day." I was going for a walk with my dogs, and when I ended up walking home, bro, I walked her home. We chatted the whole way. She told me she lost her husband, she lost her kids, like that they all passed away. I was just like, fuck, like, literally made this person stay. And when I got back, she was so happy that I walked all the way back to her house. She felt safe. And she even said to me, like, thank you for, listening and having a conversation.
Just
Just
being a
like,
good human.
how nice is that?
It's honestly a really different
She was
feeling.
probably blind though from the RSL, but still,
It's irrelevant. It
she was
does
just
not
getting
matter.
into it.
I think one of those things is like, and this again it's a very similar shift that I noticed when I did start to take myself out of the mindset of like headphones, sunnies, staunch, aggressive, like all of it,
Yeah.
to being more open. It was like, okay, I remember there was this group of guys on the Gold Coast every day. They're probably still there, Miami. I actually sometimes wonder if they wonder where I am nowadays because I never got to say goodbye to them before I left. But when I first started walking, I'd see them all. I used to get annoyed. I used to almost get annoyed by them because
Yeah.
they'd block up the walkway and they'd walk slow and they'd morning and like talking to everyone. I was like, oh, fuck, just get out of my way. Like, I just need to walk. And then when I started talking to them, every morning it was my goal to get a hello. And one of them especially, he was an older dude, long hair, talks to fucking everyone. And we're walking along one day and I ran into him and I was chatting to him and I was like, mate, what's going on? He's like, oh, I've actually just got diagnosed with cancer. I've been up in Brisbane. I was like, mate, I haven't seen you. He's like, I just got diagnosed with cancer. I've been up in Brisbane. And I was like, fuck, it is a representation of like, you don't actually know what anybody's going through in a day. And this guy who's like going through probably one of the hardest times of his life.
Yeah.
Every morning, he still makes an effort and an attempt to say good morning to every person along the walk. And he'll remember little bits and pieces about people. And I remember I was walking with my mum one day when she came to visit me on the Gold Coast. And he's like, is this mum, is it? Like, just having a nice chat and everything like that. And I'm like, man, I held myself back from a beautifully positive interaction every morning because I was just so in my own head about, oh, I need to be this. When I didn't even actually want to be that. I wanted to be the person who does talk to and be spoken to and all the rest of it. And as soon as I started to notice that shift in myself, as we were talking about before, like with negative thoughts and things like that outward projection of your mind and your mentality, as soon as I started to shift it to be like, oh, I do want people to talk to me. I do want to say hello. Well, how can I bridge that gap?
Yeah.
Get rid of the sunnies, get rid of the headphones.
It's like
say
really,
hello.
Yeah. Really,
Actively look at people. Look people in the eyes. Don't look at the ground when they
Yeah.
walk past you. Like,
yeah.
as you said, sometimes people may not say hello. And that's fine. Everybody's dealing with their own thing. But at least I'd made an attempt or I'd made an effort and just starting to see that positivity shift. And then I noticed that when I was finishing my walks, I was way happier, way more positive. In the car ride
100%.
home, you're kind of like a little bit of a vibe.
A bit of a high.
Yeah, you're on a bit of a high. You're like,
Five
fuck,
hellos.
fuck, this is sick. Like, what a great morning. I just called them my boys in the end. I was like, saw the boys, we strolled. Like, it was a great day.
Yeah.
And I didn't beat myself up about it because that's never going to help. But I was like, man, I've held myself back from probably so many positive interactions.
Yeah. So many positive connections and shit.
Just chats that you have that you don't even realize. Like today, for chatting to the two older ladies, they found out what I did. One of them got my number. She's like, oh, actually, I wouldn't mind talking to you about nutrition help. I was like, fuck. I wouldn't have had that interaction. I wouldn't have had this conversation to potentially lead to even just being able to help someone or a potential client or something like that if I just staunched it and walked past them and everything like that. And they were just these things that I think people get so caught up. And I know you're obviously very well similar to myself in that regard. Like, it sounds like very, very similar people and personalities. We've probably missed so many opportunities that could have really changed. And you don't know, like at the end of the day, the butterfly effect, right? One small change can make such a massive, massive difference.
But now we know. So now the rest of our life,
now you're like almost nowadays, I'm like, who can I talk to? And
who wants to connect?
Who wants to say hello today? I fucking love that. And you've mentioned that, like, obviously you've utilized breath work as a way to help you through that process.
Yes.
I want to know two things. One, what got you started? And two, coming from the person that you were at first, did you just think it was just a fucking dumb woo-woo thing that like these fancy hippie cunts do in a park somewhere?
Yeah. All right. So if you want to go woo-woo.
I love woo-woo. Let's run it.
So I don't tell many people this. Okay, this to myself. But back when I was a little boy, I used to see auras. So it's a color around people. Everyone's got a different aura. We all have auras. We're all frequency. We're all connected by frequency, sound, vibrations, all that kind of stuff, energy. So when I was a very young boy, I could see auras. And I remember saying to my mum one day, I was like, can you see colours around people? Or was it was there something wrong with me? Mum was like, nah. So we ended up going down to this lady. She took me to this lady. And this lady was like, your son's got very, very strong powers, aura powers. Give him these, make sure he reads these books. Make sure no one tells him that he can't do it. Now, my old man being my old man, blokey bloke, get home. Dad, I can see fucking colours, bro. He's like, hey,
Tripping.
No, you can't. You gay cunt. He goes, that's gay. Literally, man, I was just like, that's my dad, that's my best mate. And I kind of just suppressed that, bro. I let it go. So I've always been very, very spiritual. So then fast forward to my breath work now, one of my dogs was going through terminal cancer.
Sorry to hear
and he was given 2 months to live. And they said he might get 6 months if you do chemo. And I don't take Panadol. I don't take any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, fuck, what do I do? The missus at the time was like, just do it, Troy. Like, get a little bit longer out of him. Thought about it. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go full organic, full fucking natural remedies. So that kind of stemmed me into start eating healthy. So that's why I eat organic now. So my dog's still alive 3 years later, still going. He's fit as a fiddle. But he couldn't walk or nothing, man. He does sauna therapy every day. He eats organic veggies, no more tap water. He doesn't take any medication made by a human. It's everything that's grown in the ground. And then me obviously going on that journey with him and me getting healthier, I used to look at that as a negative, but it's actually a positive. I look at everything that was a negative as a positive. Every negative creates a positive. Yeah, it may look like it's a hard time, but there's something good coming up. It's just how the world works. I know it fucking sucks, but it's just how it is. So me moving into that organic and that, that phase again of just looking after myself. I ended up finding breathwork, and I found breathwork through podcasts, and I was just looking it up, and I just started doing my own stuff, Wim Hof, just at home going, or just getting myself going, nothing too crazy. And then I started dabbling into classes probably about a year later, going down to classes when I felt comfortable, started doing these classes. I was like, fuck, this is cool. I'm loving this. And I remember I used to lay my dog, I still do it now, man. And he's a French bulldog. They fucking suck at breathing. Fucking terrible. But I do coherence breathing. So it's a very calming breath, in for 5, out for 5, or in for 6 and out for 6. The true time is actually in for 5.5 and out for 5.5. But no one's going to count half a second. Anyway, I can lay down on the ground and have him on my belly. And he would just lay there, and we could just literally just zone in and drop into our body. And I would just breathe really, really slowly, and our breaths will actually sink in.
Co-regulate.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So I'll be breathing in for 5, just counting in my mind, and releasing for 5. And he literally just comes in, and we're just breathing together. My belly moves with his belly. So that's a big, big thing for me. I was like, this is powerful stuff. Obviously, all the stuff that he done, plus love. Love's a huge thing as well, man. Very powerful emotion. It really, really started really spiking my breath work. I really started getting right into it, using it with my dog, using it with me, helped me with my stress, with my anxiety, with my depression, man. I used to be so anxious. Imagine getting your car's petrol bombed and then waiting at your window fucking with weapons, waiting for someone to come again. My sleep was fucked. I had really bad PTSD. Every time I heard the slightest sound like that, man, I just bounce out of bed, grab something, and then sit at my window, waiting for someone to come. My PTSD was fucked. I had really bad depression because I was fucking lonely for a long time, man. Leaving all your friends and doing your own thing, it's lonely. People don't see that. People just see I'm this happy bloke. I'm very fucking happy, but you don't see what's behind closed doors.
Of course.
And when you're trying to be a man, I never used to tell my mates oh, bro, this is going on. But this is how I see it. If there's 4 of us or 5 of us or whatever our group of friends is, if you don't open up to me, I'm not going to open up to you. And neither are they. But as soon as one of us open up to one another, it's going to spark something that everyone will open up. So one of my mates was going through a really, really tough time where he was going to top himself. And he didn't tell us. And I made a fucking pact with one of my mates that we always reach out to each other. And we always say hey, this is going on with me. So then it sparks that conversation. So going back to breathwork, man, my anxiety is fucking zil. I don't have anxiety anymore. Depression. What the fuck's depression? I don't have depression anymore. PTSD. Fuck, mate. I sleep like a baby. Nothing's waking me up.
Perfect.
Breaking my house. Whatever you do, just give me a massage.
Be nice
But
about it.
you're not going to be able to kiss me because I got mouth tape on, so fucking block. But man, like, it's regulated everything. Even my stress, bro. Like, I run a couple of companies and my stress levels are very, very minimal. And I'm not saying that stress is going to go away, because stress is something that we need to be able to go through, but we need to be able to navigate through it and be aware of it and be able to deal with it without it controlling us. So stress for me has been a massive impact for me, and it's actually nearly taken my organs away from me. So I was diagnosed with a kidney and liver disease a year and a half ago. And my doctor over in Thailand, I went over and did stem cells. He said to me, he goes, I said, is it all the drugs and all the alcohol and all the fucking steroids and all the fucking bullshit I've pumped into my body? He goes, obviously that's going to help. But he goes, your story and everything you tell me, he goes, it's stress. He goes, you are so highly stressed. He goes, that's stress, you burnt your body out. He goes, you need to deal with your stress better. And mate, breathwork has literally done that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so huge on breathwork, that everyone can use it. You don't have to look at it as a woo-woo thing where you go into your subconscious mind and unlock all this shit. That's just one part of it. It's a powerful part. And everyone should feel that. Everyone should go through that. But the best thing about it is learn how to breathe correctly. Yeah. So you can live a better life. So you can live longer for longevity. You can fucking, enjoy your kids, your grandkids, whatever you need to do. Regulate your breath so you're breathing correctly. People just look at it as like, you cry, you fucking, you go in the fucking la-la land. It's not all about that.
No.
Regulating stress, learn how to breathe correctly is the most important thing for me.
Yeah, it has such a positive benefit, like a net benefit across the board. And funnily enough, since you ran the workshop at Hurt Locker, I started taping my mouth again. Yeah. So I'd had the mouth tape. I've been using nose strips every night. I used to sleep with a CPAP because I was obviously so big. Had really bad sleep apnea. Lost all the weight, but I was still struggling with my sleep. And I was like waking up, I was like, fuck, I don't want to continue to use a machine. I'm done with that. I'm sick of it. Got a lot fitter, helped massively. Started using the nose strips, was great. Tried the mouth tape a couple of times, I was like, fuck, I'm not a fan. Yeah. Feels uncomfortable. Had like longer beard and everything. I was like, it's just not sticking. After we spoke, I was like, fuck, I'm just going to try it again for a couple of nights. Like that first night, I think straight away my resting heart rate dropped 6 beats per minute. My HRV jumped 20 per minute, 20 per hour, whatever the fuck it runs off of. And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. There's validity to this.
Mind blown, bro.
And I think as well, like when you obviously ran the workshop, the somatic release I went through that day was clearly something I'd needed to go through for quite a long time. And
yeah, your body needed it.
As you mentioned, people can see breath work, and I know that this gets a bad rap on social media because you see people go and do the breath work seminars and they're fucking fitting out and shaking and people are screaming and all the rest of it. It's like, that can be a hard barrier to entry for a lot of people. Yeah. But if you strip it away to the base level, you mentioned before with human beings that we are quite literally just atoms and vibrating. We're just vibrations, we're frequency. And that's exactly what we are. Yeah. Nobody can argue that. No one can refute it from a scientific level. We are just atoms vibrating together. Yeah. That is it. You can change your frequency. Done it countless times. Yeah, I've seen people count it countless times, change their frequency. I've manifested the life I'm living right now. I did it and I was like, fuck, okay, cool. Breath work is one of those things that's been off and on I've used over the years, and every single day to some degree I'll do some form of breath work or meditation as a means of just down regulating myself. It helps me to just center my mind. Yeah. My routine of a morning is I get up, I go for a walk, clear the mind, get a bit of blood flowing with Sammy. We have our day, we start, I talk to him as I'm walking and we just walk along talking about the day. I come back, set all my day up, lay down on the ground, 20 to 30 minutes of just meditation, breathing, etc.
Yeah, it's all it
just
takes.
Starts the day.
Yeah.
And straight away, that baseline of where I'm at with a stress perspective, as I mentioned, the last couple of weeks for me have been incredibly testing, and finding these practices and continuing to stick with them every single day, I know has helped me to be able to function better across the board. Yeah. I've seen it as a net benefit for everything from sleep, from all of it. And you can, when I track all my stats and I can see the statistics, like, okay, fuck. I got to take my mouth a bit more, and I've been doing it every night since. It's been fucking fantastic. I love it now because it's more comfortable.
Bro, I
can
up.
Tolerate it. Yeah.
And the way you wake up, you feel better.
I feel better every morning. Every single morning I feel better. And I'm like,
you actually get that deep sleep.
Yeah, exactly. My REM and deep sleep at the moment is like doubled.
Oh, it's fucking
And I'm loving it.
That's so good.
Fucking loving it. It's so good. So if you're listening to this, Tape your mouth when you sleep.
Need to mouth tape. Yes.
If you struggle with your nose, if you've got a deviated septum or anything like that, nose strips.
Yeah, well,
or go get that fixed.
I've got a deviated septum, right?
That makes sense with all the cocaine
And
usage.
yeah, all the cocaine. And I've never fought, but I've boxed for about 6-8 years now. Lots of sparring, lots of all that kind of stuff. So I've had broken nose through boxing and all that and that. And when people breathe through their nose, they're like, have you seen those videos with the nose strips? They're like,
yeah.
And their noses collapse.
They put them on the first time and they're doing it.
I was like, bro, no one fucking breathes like that in the first place. No one's walking going, no one does that. Like, it's a gentle, slow breath in.
Yeah.
Anyone can breathe through a deviated septum if you breathe gently.
Coherent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, they say there's 3 ways of breathing, right? When you learn how to breathe. The first is when you're starting off, you can feel it and you can hear it. The second is you can feel it, but you can't hear it. And then how the monks breathe, or how you should be breathing, is you don't feel it and you don't hear it. So gentle breath in, gentle breath out, with a gentle pause, and it just naturally flows. That is how we should be breathing. You should be able to get that air through a straw.
Yeah. Yeah. Coherent breathing, something I only started to actually look at this year, dive a little bit deeper into, and started to just get a bit of the benefit and like see, okay, I was like, well, I've sort of already hit the baseline of breath work.
Yeah.
Kind of got a bit of a decent foundation. As I mentioned to you, I used to do cool to be conscious all the time.
Yeah, we said that.
Used to go to the beach, and it was genuinely my favorite way to start a weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, after all the stress of the week, you're laying on the beach at Burleigh as the sun rises over the ocean.
Yeah.
And you're with, 20 to 30 other people. Some days there was upwards of 100 to 200 people on the beach with you, and you're all just breathing in sync.
Yeah.
Everybody's on different journeys.
Yes, man, it's fucking amazing.
There are some people who are, yes, crying. And that somatic release is something they probably need. There was times where I would cry, the times where I'd sit there and just be so peaceful and joyed. But no matter what happened, that when I left that session, I would always feel just a deep sense of calm.
Yeah.
And be like, oh man, I needed that.
Yeah.
My housemate and me used to go and I'd always walk away and be like, bro,
you feel
I needed that.
Lighter.
I needed that this week.
Peace. Yeah.
And that was once a week.
Yeah.
Like doing it every day.
That's like
it starts to set that foundation.
Yeah.
And create a new baseline. As you said, like stress. I'm anxious, anxiety. I'm not anxious anymore either. Anxiety is something I used to be riddled with. Especially I used to always tell people I had really bad like anxiety in crowds. I couldn't handle it. And that's why I think I used to wear headphones to the shops to go food shopping. Or I'd call my mum because I couldn't handle being at the shops.
Yeah.
And it was just something that like over time, slowly just working through all my own stuff and through my own personal journey and whatnot and deep healing work and whatnot, it's just started to subside. And that baseline of like your ability to then actually handle stress, as you said, you've got a few companies. I got a couple of businesses myself, and your ability to then actually be able to show up for that is just so much better. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, things that used to stress you out, you're kind of like, huh, I'm actually better than this now. Yeah. I can deal with this better. I'm more set up for a tolerance. Like I've got a better tolerance level to be able to do that. And I think it's one of those things that I used to definitely look at it as a little bit of a woo-woo thing. And I was like, oh, but I'm a really woo-woo guy. So for me, I don't really care. I'm quite happy. Like I don't mind going. And I spoke to somebody after your workshop the other week, and I mentioned to them, that I had like a pretty big somatic release and just basically sobbed. And they're like, do you feel weird about that? And I was like, I would have originally. First time I ever cried doing breath work, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah. I was like, why am I crying?
It's a weird feeling.
But I didn't know that was what was meant to happen. And the facilitator came around and they were like, this is okay. Like you're safe, you're fine to do this. Like do your thing.
Yeah.
And you can kind of lean into that and then lean into it. And then when it was happening the other day, I was like, man, I need this right now, apparently. Yeah. And just went all in. And I was like,
just let it go. Release the things, hold us back from my full potential.
And you just feel so much lighter. And that was a big thing for me is I've got pretty bad ADHD. And I am medicated for it. And I do take the Dexies and things like that. But one of the things I found was I still had anxiety. I still had stress. I still was dealing with depression off and on and all the rest of it. I was still really struggling. And utilizing breath work helped to reduce all of that.
Yeah.
By just being able to actually calm the mind that little bit more and reset.
Yeah. That's what like a lot of people are like, oh, it won't work on me. I can't get out of my own head. It can work for everyone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with anxiety. There's a lot of people with depression. Everyone stresses.
Fuck yeah.
I don't think there's anyone in this world that doesn't.
Yeah.
We've all got shit going on. A lot of people have anger. And they just think, oh, it's just who I am. you can control all that. You can control everything.
Yeah.
And you learn to control your breath. You learn to control your mind and your body. Everyone walks around thinking, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO, I run this, I run that. But you don't. Your mind controls you. Your negative mindset controls you. And it's poisoning you.
Yep.
Until you can learn to control that, well, it's going to control you.
Have you seen a shift over the last few years since you've been involved with breathwork and things like that to become a bit more of a normally accepted thing? Yeah. I was having a conversation with someone about this the other day, but
Yeah.
it's way more normal now.
Yeah.
Apparently it's starting to get implemented into curriculums in school.
Yeah. So apparently Dubai was going to, well, they have, I think. We're going to bring it in a while ago, and I think it's already in now. But that's huge. If Dubai are doing it,
yeah,
and they're always way ahead of everyone else, and they actually care about their people.
Correct.
You know, less tax, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They actually want people to make money. They want to build, like, you know, something that's decent over there. So they want their kids to grow up and be, you know, regulated and, you know, not grow up and learn all this stupid shit that kids over here do.
Yeah.
All schools should be doing breath work. All parents should be teaching their kids breath work.
How much has utilizing breath work helped you with emotional regulation overall?
Huge, man. I used to always keep my tears in. Never used to cry. And now I post on Instagram because I want people to know that, yeah, you can go through what I've been through and do what I've, you know, whatever I've done, you know, and be able to still show up, be a tough bloke, but be able to cry and release and let it go, because we are designed to cry. If we couldn't fucking do it, we wouldn't be able to do it. We can do it for a reason. We've got to release the things holding us back. And like you said, when you release it and you let it go, you feel fucking light. You feel better.
Yeah.
You don't feel weak.
Well, that's the thing is, and this is like through just my own journey of learning and looking at it all, the way in which it was first explained to me is toddlers, babies, etc. They cry because they're misunderstood. They cry because they need something, but they can't articulate what they need. And it's coming out as a stress response for them because they're like, oh, I'm dysregulated. Everybody sees it. You know, there's a toddler who's missed his 3 p.m. nap time.
Yeah.
And he's bawling his eyes out. And most parents will be like, okay, you're not actually sad because you dropped your toy. You're sad because you didn't get your nap this afternoon. So you're a little bit unregulated. You're a little bit unrested.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll help you with that. And then other times it's dependent upon the parents.
give
They're
you
screaming at
process
him, being like, what are you crying for? It's like, okay, well, that's not helping. But the more I've started to lean into that as I've gotten older, and I've never really been ashamed to cry. I've cried. I'm fairly in tune with my emotions. I'm very fortunate that it wasn't like popularized, but my parents both were heavily emotional people.
Yeah, yeah.
So I say I'm fortunate that I've seen my dad and mum both cry multiple times, because I think that for me then made it okay.
I think it's good, man.
I didn't have a parent who was like, stop fucking crying, you're a pussy, or anything like that, which I do know some people deal with and have, and they grow up through that.
I think a lot of us grow up like that.
And I can understand why then you're sort of taught to suppress emotions, and you're like, well, crying's bad, so I'm not going to do that. And we're kids. So you carry that through into adulthood, and then all of a sudden, crying's not a sign of weakness. It's generally a sign of like, okay, there's something that's dysregulated here that we can actually get on top of.
Yeah.
To help us through that. To help us through and process that emotion completely, because even, you know, just crying in general, everybody feels better after it.
Fuck yeah.
We all watch a sad movie and we have a bit of a cry and you feel a bit better after it. It's like expressing that emotion. I think emotion is a good thing. It doesn't need to be demonized. It doesn't need to be one of those things that people are like, oh, this guy's crying. It's like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah. And sometimes you have those weeks where you're like, you just feel emotional.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know what it is, but like, I was actually speaking to a mate the other week and he was going through the same thing as I was. Like, we're both a little bit lost, but we're both just feeling really emotional. And I was just like, we just need to let it out, bro. Just release it, let it go. And he, you know, had a bit of a cry. I did a bit of breath session, had a bit of release. I fucking just felt so good, man. But like, it was like a bit of a snowball effect for like the next 3 days. Things were just making me emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a bit that way. I think once you...
But it was nice.
It is good. Once you allow yourself... I think it's one of those things, once you allow yourself to experience the full spectrum of human emotions, and you actually realize that no emotion is good or bad, they all have their purpose. As we already spoke about, anger is generally an expression of something else internal. There's something going on subconsciously. There's something that is internal within ourselves that anger has been a representation of. We're frustrated in some regard. I was always taught, and any of my mates can attest to this, I had really bad road rage. I used to be horrendous.
Yeah.
So angry, especially when I was a lot bigger. I was on a lot more steroids, a lot more drugs and all the rest of it. And I was like, just road rage all the fucking time.
Mm.
And my mates would laugh. They thought it was the funniest thing ever because I'd be driving along, lose it, and I'd be straight back to like a normal conversation in a second. And I'd always say, oh, I'm not an angry person. I just have road rage.
Mm.
But then I started to dive a bit deeper and I was like, well, why do I have road rage? I'm not angry at old mate because he's doing 55 and a 60. Yeah, he probably should be in the left-hand lane. That's a different sort of conversation for another time. Like, what am I actually angry about? And then the deeper layers I started to find and was taught was like, okay, well, I'm not actually angry at him. Something yesterday happened that went against one of my boundaries. And instead of addressing it and taking control of that situation, I've allowed that subconsciously to spiral and build out here. And this is where it's been expressed. So I'm not angry here. I'm actually angry here. So if I dive a bit deeper and I'm like, okay, well, what's actually at the deeper essence of that? It's like, okay, cool. Well, I can address this. I can't address old mate in the fucking car. Not a positive way anyway, but I can address this.
Yeah.
And then once you start to dive that, you're like, okay, cool. All of a sudden I started to notice my road rage went down and down and down. And now half the time I just laugh.
Do you reckon that the road rage went down with the breath work though?
I'm not as I wouldn't say that I'm as heavily into breath work as I should be. And I
Back then, were you? Or no?
No. It was more, I think it's all come as a culmination of everything. So by doing and utilizing daily meditation or breath work or whatever the case might be, and diving deeper into who I am, why I am the way I am.
Because I was
It's
like that.
all come together as almost like a holistic culmination of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the breath work has allowed me to get back to a level where I can actually then facilitate being able to dive into the deeper essence. Okay, well, what is it that's actually annoying me? Where am I not showing up for myself that's then being projected into another environment?
Yeah.
And I know that like through one of my relationships, similar thing, I would always say like, I'm not angry, but I became very reactive. I was always on edge, like walking on eggshells, basically. So conversations or disagreements that should have just been a mere, oh, okay, all goods.
Yeah.
It was like, you get frustrated and you're already at that baseline of just reactivity. And when I really dove into it after that relationship ending was probably for me, that would be the biggest shift into me being like, okay, I need to work out why I am this way.
Work on yourself.
Who am I? Who am I truly at the deepest level of a human being? And what can I do to help ensure I show up better every single day? So as we spoke about before, like no matter what happens in life, whether it's a negative or perceived positive, it all has a positive net benefit.
Yeah.
Because without that relationship going the way it did and then ending and me sort of spiraling, I then wouldn't have worked through everything I have since then.
Yeah.
And gotten to be the person I am today. And I'm like,
so true.
Okay, well, that sucked. But without that, I wouldn't have this.
Yeah, you learn.
And I wouldn't be the man I am today without that. So it's like, yes, it was a lesson. There's another lesson in life. And that then allowed me, exactly. Everything is then from there has allowed me to then continue to improve on that and work on that. So I think it's a culmination of everything. I know for a fact, and I think we spoke about this the other week, I've found I struggled off and on with breath work with just doing it myself sometimes. Just when you are in your own head a little bit, it can be a bit hard. So having that external environment or having a facilitator do it, I use YouTube a lot, just guided breath work.
For a release, you mean, or for anything?
For any breath work.
Okay.
I sometimes struggle to actually just be able to sit there and breathe.
Do you meditate?
Yes.
How do you find that?
Sometimes it's a struggle. It truly depends on the day. It depends if I skip it for a few days and then I come back to it, it becomes harder. But then once I actually do it every single morning again, and that's why for me nowadays, it's like a non-negotiable. If I've got a lot on, if I'm stressed, if I've got heaps, whatever, I'm like, no. It's 20 minutes. Just do 20.
See, my morning routine is very, very simple. Very simple. And I always start with breath work and then go into meditation.
Yeah.
And even when I run my breathwork classes, I always finish with meditation because it's going to be easier to take you guys into that meditation because you're already focused on your breath.
Yeah.
And realistically, meditation, you just focus on your breath, or you focus on the inner part of yourself. Bring all your awareness to your hands, your arms, your chest, your heart.
Yeah.
So, but my breathwork in the morning is 10, 15 minutes, bro. And then I'll do like 10, 15 minutes of meditation. Just roll it straight into it.
Yeah, see, I like that. I kind of do a very similar thing. I do utilize like the people in which I listen to, they'll have a tendency to do, I'll find ones that are like, 5, 10 minutes of breath work or 10 to 12 minutes of breath work. And then they kind of just leave, the music on and like, all right, you have your own time now.
Yeah, you integrate.
And you kind of just sit there and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I'll just chill. And there's some mornings, like I set it up on YouTube and I'll just have the timer turned on so it stops straight up. Just don't go into some random ass video after. There's been times that's happened and then a fucking ad for something pops up. You're like, man, I'm no longer censored anymore. Now I'm focused on like ManyChat or some shit, whatever fucking YouTube ads pop up. iHerb. Fuck off iHerb with your ads. I spend $300 or $400 a month on your supplements. I don't fucking need ads for it. Stop it, please. But yeah, and I found that for me has then just allowed me to like sit in my mind in a really content space. Because it definitely was something for me, like when I did identify as having anxiety and stress, and with ADHD, it's like just racing minds. It's just a constant
I like how you said that.
Race.
You identified.
That's something I've learned. So it's something that people have a tendency to say that I have anxiety or I'm anxious. No. You're not anxious. You might have anxiety or you identify as having anxiety. But if you identify as anything, you can then change that.
That's a good way to put it.
You can change the way in which you identify.
I like that.
You've changed the way you identify as a human being in general.
Yeah.
From your journey from being young to older. Like everybody can identify. The way in which we want to identify, that our words have power.
Words are very, very powerful.
Yeah. And the more we try and facilitate the positive aspect without being, toxically positive, because that doesn't help anyone either.
Yeah.
The more that we can actually be like, okay, cool. Our words do have power.
Words are hectic. For every morning I get up, first thing I say is, today's going to be a good day.
Yes.
And I always say 3 things I like about myself, or 3 things that are positive about myself.
I love that. Yeah.
Because words are huge, man.
100%. Yeah.
And then if you go back to when you're really negative and you're in, a bit of a lost stage, all that negative mindset, man, is playing a massive role on fucking you up mentally.
Well, we're in our heads so much.
Yeah.
We are in our own heads so much. And a lot of people don't understand the power of our words. Like they'll sit there and be like, oh, someone said something to me the other day and made me feel a bit self-conscious. And they pick on that one person for something they said. Then they don't realize that they're in their own head saying that to themselves 50, 60, 70 times a day.
Yeah.
So that one comment that someone's made, they've now recounted probably 1,000 times.
Yeah. In saying that though, when people get sooky on my post on Instagram, I fucking love ripping into them. It doesn't bother me, but I fucking love ripping into socks.
See, I run the other end. I'm really positive.
Yeah.
I had someone the other day, I put up a post on TikTok. TikTok's a wild place. It was a post to do with men's mental health and the disparity between what I saw. I don't know if you keep up with AFL much, but a couple of weekends ago, so the Adelaide captain, Jordan Dawson, his brother Jared, unfortunately committed suicide.
Oh, wow, yeah. Okay.
And in the same weekend, they had another young player, Elijah Holland, who's had a pretty severe history of mental health, to the point he was dropped by the club last year. He was then re-signed once he went to therapy and did a lot of work. He was having a mental health episode on the ground. Now, there's rumors that he was using drugs, alcohol, whatever. He was not himself. In the same weekend, I saw people putting up posts, tearing him to shreds. What a fucking loser, all this. But at the same time, the same people, I feel really sad for Jordan Dawson. I feel really bad about his brother. So they're like, we need a men's mental health round. We need this. We need support. We need support. We need support. And then when they actually see someone dealing with a mental health episode, tearing him to shreds. And I put up a post being like, you cannot sit there and say you want a men's mental health round, but then when you actually see mental health in action, tear it about. Because that's not helpful. And I put up a post and this one person, for some reason, took what I said, somehow implemented the Collingwood Football Club players that they were playing against. I never mentioned Collingwood, and started trying to really have a go at me about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you've missed the mark here a little bit, and that's okay, but I hope you have a brilliant day. And then someone else came in and commented like, you're a fucking idiot. He's clearly trying to talk about mental health and you're trying to bring up some bullshit. So I'll let that person run their mouth.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, I don't know what you're going through that you've felt the need to comment.
Yeah.
Then try and bring up something that was never even mentioned. Make it into a negative when all I was trying to do was shed light on a topic that I believe is incredibly important.
Yeah.
Just have a great day. I really do hope it gets better.
That's a good way to do it. And I do a bit of that, but fuck man.
Sometimes.
I love to have a laugh.
Yeah.
I love this I love giving shit. I love people giving me shit.
I think that's
and
important.
And I'm going to fucking rip in here.
I think that's important.
I think it's, you know, a bit of fun.
It is important. You need to have a laugh at yourself.
Yeah, have a laugh.
You need to have a laugh at yourself. You need to have a laugh with others.
Yeah.
Again, it's that coherence. That's that fucking co-regulation. When we're laughing and we're happy.
Yeah.
so many more positive emotions
But
come out.
going back to that AFL thing, that's pretty sad, man. But they should really be bringing breathwork into the AFL.
I think they need to bring it in general. I know that AFL have had a big improvement on their implementation of mental health strategies and things like that, and they do really seem to look after the players a lot more now. I think they dropped the ball a fair bit with this situation, especially the Carlton Football Club. The fact that everybody from the warm-up, there was videos from the warm-up, the game, all over social media. Everybody knew something was wrong, but they still decided to keep him on the ground for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
It was very clearly not safe to be there. And since then, it's just left a kid who's very vulnerable already into a more vulnerable position, because now he hasn't just had something that should be seen in private.
Yeah.
It's broadcast to all of Australia. And then everyone on social media has a fucking opinion, and everybody's going to have a different opinion because they have different perspectives of life and everything like that. So yeah, the people are just cunts sometimes for no reason. And again, it's like, hey, why are you being a cunt? Have a bit of a deeper look as to why you're saying those things or what you're doing. And it was just, it was one of those things. I was like, fuck. You see it all the time, and they're like, we need a mental health round. We need a mental health round. We need a mental health round. There's somebody very clearly struggling with mental health, and you're throwing it straight under the bus. You're like, oh, what a fucking loser.
Yeah.
It's like, no. That's the person you put your arms around. Wrap your arms around Jordan Dawson. Absolutely. Be there to support him, help him and his family through this situation. Wrap your arms around Elijah Hollands. He needs
100%.
it just as much. And I think that once people start to see that, because it's the same thing, right? Like, we have a preconceived notion of, you see videos of junkies. They're fucking crashing out. They're doing this. They're doing that. Like, that person just needs help. They need somebody to look past what's happening. And don't get me wrong, if they're being violent or aggressive or whatever, don't be like, come here, I'll help you. Let them get the proper help. But that person needs help.
Yeah.
They don't need to be ridiculed.
They weren't born like that.
No.
Something's happened to their life.
Everybody is just, again, coming back to like the lessons around everything we are as adults is essentially just who we were as children, who we needed to be as children. And a lot of people have some pretty fucking rough stories. They have a rough trot through life.
Yeah.
And I think that if we were just a little, and this is something I say all the time to people, because we don't know what everybody's going through in a day. It's like, if we were just a little bit kinder to people, the way I've tried to implement that is just the little things like saying hello to people, being more receptive of talking to people, just offering a hand. So I see people, if I'm at the shops and they're struggling with something, I'm like, do you want me to grab that? Do you need me to reach that for you? Something so simple.
Can go a long way.
It can go a long way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be broadcast to the internet like everybody seems to want to do nowadays. You don't need to film, be like, wait up. Set it up. All right, we're going to set the camera up here. This lady needs a hand getting something from the top shelf, so I'm going to do that. You can just do it without posting.
Yeah.
But then the flip side to that, there's a couple of creators I follow on TikTok and also Instagram, and their whole basis is they essentially go around supporting homeless people. Or they just, these videos, there's one guy from America, his name's Josh something. And the amount of times he'll approach a homeless person, he's like, hey man, are you okay? And they're freaking out. They're ready to punch on. They're like getting scared. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll get away from here. Yeah. Please don't take what I've got. Please don't do this. Please. They're my cans. Like, I need them. And they're so on edge. And just to see, and he's like, no. What do you need? Do you need a tent? Cool. Let's go get you a tent. Do you want some food? Wonderful. And it might just be one meal. And then he sets up GoFundMe for them.
I think
I've
seen this guy actually.
He's a fucking legend. He's a fucking legend. Sets up GoFundMes for them, and crowdfunding is a massive thing for people who are doing it correctly. You know, he might have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people view his thing. If fucking everybody donated $1, bang, $3 million. As people are like, oh, they're asking for money. And it's like, man, you don't have to give $1. I've seen them raise like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for people in 24 hours. And then take these people from being, young people who are homeless and just need a start, get them jobs and all the rest of it, because the amount of times that they see them and they're just like, man, I just want a job.
Yeah.
I actually just want to work. I don't want to be like this. It's just I've had situations that are out of my control.
When they've got that mindset, when they actually want to work, you can help them out.
Yes.
If there's one of them that doesn't want
you can't help. Yeah.
You can't help him out.
There's only so many things you can do. And I think that that's a big identifying piece is like, you're not going to be able to help everyone.
Yeah.
But by just And you said it before, but you've done your bit. If you just say hello to someone, even if they don't say hello to you, you've done what you can in that situation.
Yeah, plant the seed.
They need to be receptive. But you saying hello to them, well, although they may not say hello to you back in that instance, that might quite literally change their mind a little bit from, oh.
Next time that happens, I'm going to say hello.
Yeah. Or they might get just caught out because they're not used to it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, fuck.
What do you call me?
Hello? And then the next person they might actually say hello to. Or that might just sit in their mind for the rest of the day and be like, oh, that guy just said hello to me this morning.
Yeah.
And some people just don't understand the power of just small little things. As you said, plant the seed.
Yeah.
Massive trees grow from little seeds.
Yeah.
Look at fucking apple orchards. They're just little seeds that grow.
Yeah.
And I think we can all do that through life, and like utilizing breath work and things like that as a basis to being able to actually help people find that ability to regulate.
Powerful tool.
Co-regulate, hold space for people, be held in space by others. Because that can be a big thing too. We've spoken about, crying and all the rest of it. It's like you need to be able to lean into that.
Yeah.
Sit in that. Allow yourself to feel comfortable in that space.
Yeah. Trust the process.
Yeah. What's something for like people who have come to you and seen you for breath work and things like that? How is it that you, for a first timer, that might be fucking really, hesitant to lean in? What are some of the ways that you would actually help them with that process, or some lessons that you could teach others?
If they're hesitant, you just really got to, that's why I tell my story. So I tell my story, so I show vulnerability, because a lot of stuff when I do group classes is either a release or a grounding class. Usually a lot of the newbies come in for a release session because they're usually told about a release session, you cry and you do all this stuff. So that's what kind of gets them in. And they're usually recommended or referred by a friend. So I always start off by telling my story. And I always will teach them the flow and everything else. But you've got to make sure that you got to tell them they're safe. They're in a safe place, that you're holding space with love and care, because that is going to really help give them guidance. Set on their intention, trust in the process, another big one. If you come in to breathwork and you're like, oh, this is not going to fucking work. Oh yeah, I was just doing it because I've been told. It's not going to do nothing for you, because you're not even doing it properly.
You've already made up your mind.
You've already made up your mind. I had a bloke come in one time, his missus dragged him in there. He was breathing like a steam train, bro. We're doing holotropic breathwork, going hard. And I reckon probably about 5 minutes in, he just goes and gets up to go to the toilet. I said, bro, you just literally went to the toilet. I just gave you a toilet break. I said, just chill out. I said, get out of your own head, lay back down. I said, just follow my cues. He lays back down. Another 5 minutes in, pulls his headset to the side, takes his eye mask off. He goes, so I'm not really doing anything yet. Do you want me to just sit down and wait for my missus? I was like, bro, just
lay down.
Just lay down. Trust the process. I said, I promise you, man, I'll get you over the line as long as you get out of your own head, listen to what I say, and just breathe and focus on your breath. Anyway, he ended up going deep as fuck. He went so fucking deep. And at the end of it, he's like, fucking whoa. He goes, when can I book the next one in? I was like, just sit in it for a bit, man. Over the next 3 days, just see what comes up for you. Just chill out. And if you want to come back when you're ready. So I don't want to sound like a salesman. I said, just let your body integrate.
I think that's a big thing too, that a lot of people don't understand, is there is that process. It is a couple of days after that you still can feel effects, especially with big somatic releases.
Yeah.
That was something I was fortunately enough. First time I went through a massive somatic release, I was like, oh man, I'm vibing. I'm ready to go again. Let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Trav was like, no. It's like, I want you to see how the week goes.
Yeah.
Let me know how you feel every day.
Yeah.
Because you're going to probably feel a lot of things come up.
Yeah.
And I did. And I was like, holy shit. I'm glad I didn't book it the next day, because fuck me, I don't know how I would have felt after that.
I remember when I first started, I actually started off doing 9D, and I fucking hate 9D.
That would be hectic.
Yeah. It's very robotic. So I'm very against it now. And all the 9D people fucking hate me or whatnot. But I just don't believe it's the right way to do breath work. You see all these videos of people like getting up and screaming and standing up and doing all those weird things. That doesn't happen. It's just put on, but it's scaring people away from actually doing breath work.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before.
It
drives people away.
It's throwing the
Even me, I get it. And I look at it and I'm like,
it's not a good way to do it.
That would take away from my experience too, which I wouldn't like.
Yeah, but you also not learn the art of breath work. You're not learning how to use your cues, to bring in music, to work with, your clients, your people that are breathing. So I'm really against it on there. But I remember when I first started, yeah, with the course, I thought you have to listen to all the journeys and do them all. And anyway, I was fucking listening to them flat out. I did 3 hour-and-a-half breath sessions in one day,
Mint.
holotropic. Oh,
Yeah,
bro, I
nice.
was a mess. Next day, another 2. Day after that, another 2. 3 days, I've done like what? 7.
Speed running.
7. I was all over the shop. And I remember I spoke to this bloke he's an I&D guy. And I said, mate, are we meant to be doing this many journeys? I said, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gassed, bro. I'm emotional as fuck. He goes, nah. He goes, don't do that. Don't do that. He goes, just do one. He goes, you don't have to do that. He goes, you meant to do the bookwork side. Like, there's questions you meant to answer and all that kind of stuff.
I can answer some questions, that's for sure.
But mate, I just fucking full send. I was just like, yeah, that's not the right way to do it.
Yeah, but at least you've learned.
Yeah.
Now you know.
I've learned. So now I can tell people, don't do that. So definitely, if you're going to be doing a release session, you got to sit in it. After it, just sit in it. Let whatever comes up. Let your body integrate, and just go back to slow breathing. That's the key. Slow breathing is the key. I'm a big believer in, you got to do the release sessions. Once a week's fine. It's an hour. But if you do an hour of, say, mouth breathing, what about the other 23 hours of the day? That's where it matters. What about when you're sleeping? You want to be breathing through your mouth and blowing off all that CO2, keeping your body in fight or flight, because that's what happens. When you're breathing through your mouth, you stay in a fight or flight response.
Yep.
So when you go to bed, you want to be breathing through your nose. Keep yourself in rest and digest. So when you wake up calm. You wake up in that state of calmness already. Yep. You wake up in rest and digest, the parasympathetic. But people, they don't. They get up, they've been breathing through their mouth all night, dry fucking mouth, tongue stuck to their cheeks.
Straight on their phone.
Yeah, straight on their phone, straight messaging people, emails, get up, coffee. They haven't done anything for themselves.
Yeah.
At all. And then they wonder, why am I fucking so cooked today? Oh,
why am I already stressed?
You started the day out fucking totally wrong. That's why.
Why did that fucker doing 55 in a 60 zone make me so angry?
Yeah, going back to like how you said before, like road rage, man. I used to have the worst road rage.
Yeah.
I actually remember this time. It was fucking hectic, bro. It was my own fault. I was playing on my phone, texting away. I had a trailer in the back. I'm a chippy.
Perfect.
And when you turn the car slightly, your trailer goes a lot further than the car. So I'm on my phone, bang. Anyway, this guy comes up beside me, abusing me, druggo, abusing the shit out of me. I'm like, the fuck? Fuck off. Back on my phone. Anyway, taking no note of what's going on around me, man, because I was just on my phone like an idiot. Get to the lights, gets out of the car. I'm like, oh no. Phone down. I was like, this guy's going to bash shit out of me. I'm going to get bashed. I'm in Murrumbeena, in the main street of Murrumbeena, cars everywhere. Sign rod on my trailer, on my car. I'm like, fuck. So I get out of the car, coming at me, hands straight up, bang, knocked him clean out. I ended up fucking jumping back in my car, wigged out, totally fucking freaked out. Went home, fucking, anyway, this bloke has got my address off the ABN website. I've gone to Turkey a few days later to go get hair transplant. My missus is looking after my kids. I've got cameras set up in my house. Luckily, my car and my trailer is at my factory. I have my car at the airport, but my trailer and that is either at the factory or the boys have got it because I had a team back then. Anyway, this car's rocking up, the same car that he was in. Rocking up, my missus called me. It's daytime in Turkey. It's nighttime in Melbourne. I'm thinking, fucking hell, it's him. He's coming to my house. So luckily that my missus at the time drove this little fucking buzz box. He would have rocked up and thought, oh, what the fuck? This is not a builder's house.
Yeah.
It's a little buzz box there. Kept rocking up over a few nights. She's called me going, this guy keeps on rocking up sitting out the front. I'm like, fuck, that's the bloke that is
trying to see your car.
Trying to find my car. So luckily, man, it died away. But like going back to what you said, like, mate, my road rage was so fucking hectic. Now I have none. At all. I'm so calm. My little brother, man, he was like us as well. Just a gnarly dude on the road, like hectic.
It's so funny. It's such a common thing too.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because part of the diagnosis process for ADHD, one of the key questions they ask is, do you have road rage? It's a really interesting question. And I was never really able to understand why. And it wasn't until I realized that it's because you're obviously so wired all the fucking time. So it's erratic driving and road rage. And because you're so wired all the time and you have no baseline regulation, you snap when things are happening around you.
Yeah.
So they believe they contribute erratic driving and road rage to ADHD because it's just quite literally you're just wired all the time.
Yeah.
And as soon as being able to co-regulate and like down-regulate yourself, it's like, oh, actually, I don't actually have road rage.
No,
I'm not really angry. I just laugh and I'm just like, okay, cool.
Because I'm
Sick.
so calm now, I always get honked and like thinking, mate, sometimes it's grannies and mums like going past and going, get out of the fucking road.
I had a lady behind me the other week. I had a lady behind me in this little Mazda 3 and I'm driving. It's an 80 zone, admittedly. I was doing about 75 because we were coming up to traffic lights. They were already red.
Yeah.
They just went red.
Mm.
So I was like, well, I'm not going to speed up to 80 and then stop in 2 seconds. I'll just fucking cruise through to the light.
Yeah.
She's on my ass. She pulls up along. She's like, it's a fucking 80 zone. I was like, the fucking light's red. Where do you want me to go? She's like, do 80. I was just like, I got nothing here because, yeah, fair play. But the light was 20 meters away. We weren't getting anywhere. Like, just chill. She sped off. She's up someone else's ass. I was like, oh, man, I hope you
just leave me alone. Listen to the fucking Xavier Rudd Spirit Bird.
Yeah, I hope you have a fucking one. Yeah, I drive to a lot of calmer music nowadays too. That definitely helps. No fucking heavy metal while driving.
Yeah, country music, Xavier Rudd. Yeah, mate.
I'm just
Ziggy Alberts.
All of them. I listen, basically at the moment, my main playlist that I listen to is Noah Kahan, Sam Barber, Dylan Gossett.
Yeah, good Sam Barber, bro.
Oh, bro, unreal.
I went to his concert. I'm 37. He's what, 19,
I'm
20?
so jealous.
I'm this fucking grown tattooed man in the fucking audience, in the crowd going, go Sam!
Bro, that was me at Confidence on Saturday night. I'm like three things back from the front. Everyone around me is like, the kind of like folky type of people.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there, got my little bum bag sachet on. I'm just like, yes, I love you, boys. I love you, Marcus Mumford. Please. I love it. I'm going to 3 concerts in 3 weeks. Day to Remember and Papa Roach was 2 weeks ago. Then we went to Hot Mulligan this week, which is kind of like Midwest screamy emo.
Yeah.
Fucking sad boy music. And then, Mumford & Sons. I love it. Went to Noah Kahan when he came last time and his support act was Dylan Gossett and I'm sitting there just fucking
another cracker.
Vibe. Oh, he's insane.
Mm-hmm.
They're all insane. I love them so much. It's much better music to listen to.
Yeah.
It's calmer and just nice.
I
Even though it is a bit sad.
I like the calm music. Even when I'm at the gym and I'm like training hard, I do a lot of like high intensity stuff.
Hey, Bubba.
Mate, I literally listen to like, it's called 432 hertz music.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of frequency music. Yep. Yeah, that's all I listen to when I work.
So I'm on the skier just going off my tits. These people are probably thinking, he's listening to Papa Roach Sack. No, I'm just listening to some weird frequency, man.
Man, that's the same as me. Every time I'm at the gym, I listen to, sometimes I'll like G it up a little bit and I'll go with, The Story So Far or pop punk or something like that. I'm a big pop punk guy. And then other times it's quite literally, the other day I trained my full upper body session to Noah Kahan's new album. And I'm like cranking, I was rolling 70 kilo dumbbells and I'm fucking big shoulder press and all the rest of it, like going hard. And I'm just sitting there listening to like Porchlight by Noah Kahan. And I'm like, these people would have no fucking idea what I'm listening to.
You see those videos where they bump into each other, they like drop their headsets?
Yes. I wanted to do one of those because I'm like, I think if people see what music I listen to when I train, they would laugh half the time. There's been times where I've gone to Hurt Locker and they'll have their like hard style music going and then they'll leave and I'll go and throw on Divorced Dad Rock and listen to Creed and Nickelback while I'm training. I'm like, oh, can I just change the music? I'm just going to go put this on. Nickelback, Creed, all the rest of it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. But with everything, you've sort of said at the moment that you're kind of finding your feet with the direction.
Yeah.
What's next for you? What do you think?
So I really want to move the breathwork into more of performance-based stuff. So like what I did with you guys. So we want to work with athletes, businesses, because I run businesses. I know how stressful it is. Corporate gigs, because I know how hard it is and how much stress those guys go through. What I'm dealing with now is like, I like doing the group sessions, but I deal with a lot of people coming in for the wrong reasons. And it makes it very awkward. Like, I'm obviously there to run a business, but people send you some very, very weird things, man. And I've got some photos of some fucking pretty crazy things just to save my ass, just in case someone want to do something a bit weird. So that kind of avenue of the breathwork, I want to kind of steer away from the one-on-ones and the group sessions. Group sessions aren't too bad, to be honest, because you're more of, people aren't going to do too much weird shit when you're in a group. But the one-on-ones, very, very touch and go. I'm very, very particular of who I do it with now. but move more into performance-based kind of stuff, work with gyms, companies and corporate, still do the retreats and all that kind of stuff. But I also been working on something on the side, which is so I can train people to become breathwork instructors.
Sick.
So
Cool.
yeah, so that's my next little thing I'm working on the side. Hopefully I have that up and running soon, and that'll just be, night school. And then on a weekend, we'll just kind of get together and teach people how to run flows. So when they actually go out to teach their flows and run their flows in groups, they actually know what they're doing. Because when I was learning, I found and I actually went to a really good school, and the bloke that runs it's actually very, very good. But I felt like there wasn't enough facilitating in big groups, and it's quite nerve wracking, man. Like going up to a group of people when you're not used to it, people you don't know, and then having to talk for an hour or so. If you're holding a workshop, 2.5 hours. So I want to bring that into it, so people actually know how to do it, feel comfortable with doing it, and teach people how to become instructors, because I really do feel like
Sick.
it's going to be something big.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Help people to find what you found.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big part of my coaching philosophy.
Yeah.
It's guide people to the things that I've learned.
Yeah.
To then be able to facilitate helping other people.
Mm.
Because the impact we can have one-to-one is so limited.
Yeah.
I might be able to work with upwards of probably 50 clients at a time.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. That's 50 lives.
Mm.
But if I can work with 20 coaches, they're working with 50 people.
Yeah.
Straight away, I've fucking
Very true.
cascade.
Yep.
And you start to have a bigger impact on a bigger scale.
Good way to think of it. Yep.
I think that's the biggest thing is we all kind of just want to make an impact on the world.
Mm. Yeah.
Really cool.
I feel like my true purpose is to help people out.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a healer. And I've seen a few clairvoyants, and obviously I go down the spiritual road now. I'll always get brought up that I'm a healer. Even though I may not come across as one, and some of the shit I say is very abrupt, but I'm just fucking one of those blokes, man. I speak my mind.
But I think a lot of people in that essence, we need to have gone through what we've gone through to be able to help heal.
Yeah.
Because if you went to someone who's not had a life, they're being sheltered, they haven't really experienced much.
Yeah.
Straight away that I can't relate to you.
Yeah, it's like going to a fat
PT. What the fuck do you know?
It's like going to a fat PT.
Yeah, it's like what do you know?
Yeah.
You're not me. You're not like me. What is this?
Yeah.
Why would I listen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practice what you preach.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
why I do the breathwork every single day.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to teach it, and I want to share it, and I want to run people through flows, well, I need to know what I'm doing, and I also need to be doing it. Otherwise, I can't be saying you need to have a baseline of this. If I'm, got a baseline of 9, you need to be fucking training what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So
it's a big thing.
That's my little thing at the moment. Do that. The buildings will just stay on the side. Obviously, I run a pretty big carpentry company, but that's no longer.
Yeah.
Still have the building company, but I want to move the building company so I'm only doing my own projects, and that would just be a side hobby. I love building houses, man. I hate the carpentry side of it.
Yep.
But if I can just delegate trades and build houses and sell them off, or just have them as rentals, like I'm a big property investor, and I'll just keep that going.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
where do people find you on socials and things like that?
Breath Cartel is my business page. If you want to jump on and have a bit of a laugh, Troy at Breath Cartel. Just make sure you got dark humor.
Yeah, I'll tag all these in the. I'll put all these in the show notes too. Don't you worry about that.
I'll go dark humor. I don't even show half my dark humor, to be honest.
We can't half the time. I've had to I have to be very selective about what I put online sometimes, because I'm like, But then you have your little group chats with the boys, and you're like, this is where I can,
this is where I can be dark.
And I think one thing too, really, really interesting point on that. It's funny you mention that, because I have often at times almost been in contention with myself, because I'm like, how can I be this spiritual, free-loving, woo-woo kind of guy here, but then also still have this almost duality of humor, dark humor.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. But you can hold both.
It's funny you bring that up, because I'm going for that at the moment. It's
hard. It's something I've contended with myself quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I've gone through moments where I'm like, fuck, man, I can't say these things or whatever, but then still be this person. It's but I can. This doesn't take away from that.
Yeah.
If anything, it offers a greater spectrum of understanding.
Yeah. I still want to be me. And this is what I'm
Correct.
This is what I'm finding at the moment with breathwork. I don't want to fucking diss all the breathwork people out there, but a lot of them are pussies.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Fair.
They become breathwork instructors, then they're just like, man, like, and it's just, mate, I want to be me still. I still want to be a blokey bloke. I still want to go to the gym and fucking punch on in the boxing ring. I still want to be a man, but I also want to teach the breathwork. So I don't want to, people like, oh, Troy's a woo-woo, he's a weirdo now, he does breathwork. I'm still me.
Yeah.
I'm still the bloke I was, like, I've always been. Yeah, I don't hang out with all those losers anymore. I'm still that smart ass, funny bloke that just wants to have a laugh. But I've just found breathwork because it gives me a better purpose.
Yeah.
And it regulates me and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more in control. So I find with the breathwork space, I get this from a lot of messages from people. You shouldn't be posting that video of your bum cheeks and this and that because, that's a bit weird for breathwork. I was like, mate, who the fuck said there can't be bum cheeks shown in breathwork? Like, you gotta have a laugh.
Who defines
Have a laugh, relax, chill the fuck out. Like,
I think that's great though, because genuinely, if I was to see someone like yourself when I was first getting into this, I'd much rather I'd be like, oh fuck, that's someone like me.
Yeah.
So relatability.
Yeah.
And I definitely think people underestimate that, like, you want to find someone relatable to you.
Yeah.
What you've gone through. And that's something I'm launching at the moment, funnily enough, which I haven't spoken too much about on here. But fuck it. It's a school-based program.
Yeah, cool.
School talk around mental health, resilience, and character. Because I've identified that if I had somebody who came to my school that looked the way I do, that's done the things I've done, and spoke to us, I would much rather listen to that person than half of the talkers we had come to school who were like, Harold the fucking giraffe with don't touch drugs, kid, and don't do this and don't do that. And I'm like,
yeah.
What? Okay. And I did all of that. Did nothing to stop me from fucking drinking and doing drugs and fucking all the rest of it.
Yeah.
If I have somebody who I could look at and be like, fuck, okay, he's not the norm. I can relate to that a bit more.
Yeah. And so true, man.
Something I wanted
Kids
to
will
create.
Look at blokes like me and you, and they'll be people drawn into that.
Exactly. And that was one of the things I was
into the real.
That's the thing, is it's not a facade. It's not anything. It's not a mask. It's the real. It's real life.
You've lived it.
Yeah.
You've been through it. You're not just,
I haven't
been taught it. I didn't go to school and go, this is what you got to do, this and this. The shit that I've been through.
Exactly.
And that's a connection that builds trust.
100%. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. Samuel's decided to wake up from his nap. It's about that time. Yeah, firstly, thank you so much for sharing everything you shared today.
Thank you.
I honestly cannot thank you enough. The openness and everything, I know for a fact. I said at the start, for anybody listening, I said this, would you take value from this? And this is now clocked the longest podcast I've done. But before we wrap up, I have 3 questions I ask every guest.
Nice.
First question, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Well, don't give up, man. I think there's a lot of dark times in my life that I feel like a lot of people went through this. A lot of people go through this, is like you feel like taking your own life in parts. I feel like a lot of times I always felt like giving up, like I wasn't good enough. That's a big one. Don't give up. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that just give up and just keep pushing. Things get hard, things get tough. But if you can keep on pushing and get through it, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So that's a big one.
I love that. It's a very big philosophy. I share very similarly. Going through tried to take my own life.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. It's fucking tough.
That's wild, man.
It's a tough thing.
A lot of people have those thoughts. And it's sad because no one wants to fucking lose their brother or their sister or their fucking mother or their father or a friend. We all, we're here for a reason. We don't want to take our lives. And I know a lot of people that do it, they regret it.
Yeah.
So you just got to hang in there. Don't give up.
Yeah. Don't hang in there literally.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
Yeah.
Tried it, didn't work. Now I'm here doing this. Now I'm having these chats. Great.
No.
I need to bring up
that was good. That was a bit of dark humor there.
Second question. I think I already know the answer to this one. Favorite animal?
Dog.
That's you.
Huge.
You're a dog.
Huge dog, man.
He's zonked out. It's his sleep time. Last but not least, what does strength mean to you?
Probably showing up for, a big one for me, man. Showing up for my little brother, Dylan. This one's going to make me cry.
Go for it.
I love this cunt so much, bro. He goes through very dark times, that little man.
Mm.
So me showing up as a stronger big brother and showing strength. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, take your time. There you go. He's like, hey, you need a little cuddle right now.
A lot of it's for him, bro.
Mm.
I fucking love that cat more than anyone in this world. You know, he's on par with my dogs, bro. So strength for me is me being the best version of myself to help him out as well, because I want to, big thing for me, man, I want to grow with him.
I love that. I love that.
So if I'm strong, hopefully it can rub off on him and he can be strong.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's a big thing. Being able to show up for yourself to then be able to show up for others is something that's very underrated. You can't pour from an empty cup, and everybody's very quick to be like, I need to be there for others. I need to be there for them. But being able to show up for yourself first, then allows you to show up for them now. And that's the greatest strength. It's the least selfish thing you can do.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Snowball effect, man. It will rub off. He'll see it. I know he does. He looks at me like, he looks up to me. I know he does.
Yeah.
So we got into a bit of a hiking phase recently, man. It's just a good bonding for me and him.
I love that. That's a good way to spend time in nature.
Yeah.
Just be careful of the mushrooms.
You see, fuck. That's bad.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking hell.
Well, for those of you at home who have listened, as I said, I'll put all Troy's details in the show notes. Samuel wanted to say hello again today. I can't thank you all enough for listening today. I know for a fact you would have taken value from this. Please feel free to send me a message. If you've taken anything from this, send Troy a message. Let him know that you've heard him and seen him. And he's been very open with everyone today and shared a really great deal of his story. And I think that is commendable for a lot of people. So I can't thank you enough.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Thank you very much.
Legend.
You good? Oh, thanks, Samuel, for the kiss. Oh,
that was good, bro.
Dude.